today is just the heartfelt appreciation and gratitude for the incredible work everybody has done this last year. And I know being a staff senate president during a pandemic, it's hard enough being a president during a regular year, and then to do this for all of you and your executive team, to do this during a pandemic has just been extra hard. But you've somehow managed to really keep everybody engaged and to keep everybody informed and to keep everybody focused. And that's just a tribute to all of you as senators. And we just thank you so much for that. Most of you have been, preparing for fall like me and like the rest of us for months and months now. And it's hard to believe it's just, a couple of weeks away. And so I just want to thank you for the work that you've done this last year. We're really excited to start this next year in some sort of gradual, abbreviated form. We recognize that as an institution, the safety of all of our campus community is first and foremost. And although we can't mandate, we just please ask everybody, we have the tools to be safe and we have the tools to be together. So please, if you haven't availed yourself of the opportunity to be vaccinated, if you so desire, we have that available the first week. We're going to have vaccination sites around the campus. So in case somebody just hasn't had the time and has now decided to do so, that'll be available. And we're also going to have face coverings available across campus. So please avail yourself of the tools that we have to keep each other safe and to protect yourself and to protect everybody around you. Now, Ellen, is there anything in particular that you would like for me to touch on? I just wanted to make sure that we got our the appreciation and the thank you, and just if everybody could pat each other on the back and just say, we're in this together and we're going to get through it together.
Thank you, Dr. Arnie. And it really takes a whole team to do what we have, and of course your support and our colleagues' support for the initiatives that we've pioneered just to keep everybody engaged and connected. And what we wanted to hear from you also is just the preparations that you and the team has done, and what you all are doing with just so many changes in this pandemic that we're still in, and how that would affect the fall opening.
Yeah, and so we, and thank you for that. So a couple things. Today, I have a message going out to faculty and staff, and then a slightly different one to students. Again, kind of reinforcing what we know we can do to keep ourselves and those around us safe, but also acknowledging the flexibility that we need to give one another, particularly in these first few weeks as we kind of there's some unknowns, with the Delta variant, and I acknowledge that, right up front. And so, but again, we have the tools. Before a year ago, we didn't have the tools, so we had one choice. And this year we have a mechanism to do it safely. And so the most important thing is to hold each other accountable for doing this safely. And so get vaccinated, wear your face covering. Our students have signed up to come back to whatever modality the courses were listed in. And so we have about 60% or so that are traditional and or hybrid. And then the rest are either online synchronous, online asynchronous, and so forth. And what we're working with faculty on, particularly in these first few weeks, is just a lot of flexibility for themselves, but also for the students between the traditional and the hybrid. When you have the opportunity for a hybrid, you can de-densify your classes. You can, it's so dependent on the classroom, the faculty, the nature of the course, the nature of the content. There's so many things that come into play in choosing and deciding the best modality for your class, that there's just not a one size fits all. And so the message that went out last week and I think maybe the week before, I'm trying to remember, and then the one that will go out today is just making sure that we communicate to our students. We let them know what the expectations are. We let them know what days to show up. Some faculty are choosing to do maybe half on Tuesday, half on Thursday, instead of everybody coming Tuesday and Thursday. There's lots of flexibility there. But just the most important thing is to make sure, because all of you are working with faculty every day, but all of you are working with students every day too. And well, not all of you, but many of you. And so making sure that we have that really clear communication to our students and that we're keeping them informed of the services that are available to them and to us. I see Nicole on the screen, and we have so much support from HR, and to kind of help disseminate accurate information to make sure that we're getting the resources. There's the health and well-being, there's mental health, there's all of the things that we all need together for each other, but our students need that too. And so making sure that we connect them to the resources they have. I don't know if you've had Eliza visit the staff senate, but if you haven't, it might be good to think about having her come in for a future meeting. And she really the reporting. So if you feel like you're ill, or you feel like you've been exposed, or those sorts of things, we have a really sophisticated, it's a model, it's a leader among the schools in our case management and the advice and the support that we can give to each and every one of us. If we believe we've been exposed, or if we think we're symptomatic, and what are our options, and what is the truth about what you need to do next. And that case management system is individualized for that person, for that circumstance. And so it's a really wonderful service. It's something that we've been communicating about a whole lot, but I hear over and over that people, sometimes you don't hear things until you need it. And then when you need it, they're like, oh my gosh, that thing's amazing. They did an amazing job. I felt so supported and so forth, but you don't know it's out there until you actually need it. And then when you need it, you're going, what did they tell me I needed? And so we need to help each other remember. So if somebody says, I feel like I've been exposed, or I don't feel well, tell them, don't forget to go here. We have one website that we've been working on tirelessly. I'm sure there's lots of marketing and communication folks. For some reason, all I can see is me, which is just horrible. And I don't know why that is. Oh, yay, Eliza's on. Good. And so she would be a great one to respond to some of these, to give a quick update if we have time. But it's an amazing support. And then our marketing group has been working really hard to surface any questions or any ideas so that we can get those answered in one location. So in that one website, we have everything that you need. So if you can just find the website and remind your colleagues to go to that one place, and then that way you can see you have the up-to-date answers, and they're changing. So as they evolve, as the circumstances evolve, so do the responses. Oh, good, I got it on gallery. That's so much better. And so so that's important too, is to make sure that we're reading the updated information, and then we're going and checking that website all the time. Now I see Karen, I see a variety of other folks. Oh, it just jumped back. So anyway, so I don't, Noelle, I don't know if we have time or not, but did you want Eliza just to give maybe a 2-second or a 2-minute quick update on?
Yes, please. That would be appreciated.
Yeah, Eliza, are you here?
Hi. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited for the fall. And I just want to reiterate Dr. Arnie's comments that the COVID response team is here. The university cares so much about this that we have a team dedicated in place. We have been here since last August. And as this landscape has changed with the Delta variant, with the vaccine and everything else, things are shifting and changing, and we're very responsive and nimble to the changes. And so we provide the updated guidance and information. So if anybody at any time this semester or throughout the year, they're feeling unwell, the first thing is not to come to class or report to work. Let your supervisor know and complete the preliminary online screening. That comes directly, discreetly to the COVID response team, to myself, my team, and our medical consult is Dr. Scott Spear with Employee and Student Health. Nobody else sees this information. It's protected by HIPAA and FERPA. Every single submission gets a phone call and a screening and individualized attention to everyone's specific circumstances. So the important message is to get vaccinated. If you are fully vaccinated and you were exposed to someone who has been a confirmed positive case and you're not feeling any symptoms, you don't need to isolate or quarantine. That's the most important message that we want to put out there. We recommend, the CDC recommends, and we go by the CDC guidance all the time, to test 3 to 5 days after the exposure. But if you're not feeling any symptoms, that you don't need to isolate or quarantine. That's the biggest message I want to put out there. If you are expressing symptoms, we go ahead and process you to get tested. Our screening process vets you to either employee or student health respectively, and they know that you've been screened by the COVID response team and they're being sent to you for a reason. So then you get tested and you get put on a management plan based on your circumstances and situation. So that's what we do in a nutshell. We provide the situational awareness. We are the gatekeepers to campus for all things COVID. So if you have any questions, my contact information is in the chat. Please reach out. We're here to help.
Oh, thank you so much, Eliza.
Dr. Arnie, can I just ask a quick question? Well, actually, one of our staff senator has just wanted to clarify something with Miss Eliza. Here, back.
Please.
Good morning, Ms. Gomez. I just wanted to make sure I heard you right, and if you can reiterate, if we have someone who has come in contact with someone who has been positive and we ourselves are vaccinated, outing myself, and we don't show any symptoms, I'm still okay to come to campus. I'm just going to be advised to wear that mask and probably stay 6 feet away from everybody else?
Yes, we're always going to advise people to wear masks because that's a best practice. Science has established that, so we're going to continue staying that course. We can't mandate that, but best practices are always appreciated, and we can all lead by example. Every one of us is a leader. So we encourage the mask wearing, and if you have been exposed to a confirmed positive case, please proceed to fill out that preliminary online screening form. A lot of times having a conversation with an expert, get that additional comfort and confidence to make sure that your head is tracking rationally and that we're able to guide you through the process. You don't necessarily need to test, but we can eyeball that situation and give you that guidance and that feedback.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And also Karen Dorado put the UTRGV.edu welcome back link in there, and Karen and Jen and Nicole and so many others have really been a big part of getting all of your questions and making sure that we're answering them with medical guidance, so that we are vetting the responses and getting them posted and then updating them, because like I said, the circumstances do change. In addition to my message this week, today, Dr. Hawker is filming a PSA that will really go through much of the information that needs to be communicated to make sure everybody has the facts, the basics, and so forth. So that'll be released to all of you tomorrow. It may be released later today. Karen, I don't know, or Jen or somebody else who's on here, or tomorrow. So it'll be in the next 24 hours. You'll be getting that. And then Dr. Bailey is going to follow that up. So we have a 3-part communication plan this week with additional information coming out, and then we'll continue with a multi-part next week. Always I encourage you to invite Dr. Hawker to your meetings, and if you have specific questions. We are trying to hit the largest audience as possible. And so we're going to, like I said, we're going to record and do a video message from him today that will really help just reinforce what you need to know when you need to know it. So hopefully that helps. Well, one other thing I want to share, it's unrelated to this, but it's just really good news, is the incredible work that your HR team has done in really pulling together so many of the chats, but then also there's lots of parts of HR, and so there's a whole other arm that's been working tirelessly on a comprehensive look at market equity and making sure that we're being competitively compensated and so forth. And so UTRGV, because of the hard work all of you have done this last year and our faculty have done, and we've pulled together, and rather than allowing the pandemic to derail our efforts, we've just accelerated our efforts. And so we've been in a position this year for the first time, not for the first time, because we've tried to do something every year, but for the first time to this degree, to be able to provide merit, and also to be able to provide market equity. And so we just, that's another way of acknowledging and recognizing the incredible work that all of you do. And so that's going to be coming, that'll be on your October 1 paycheck. We'll have more communications about that. But that work is underway right now. And there's just, a small little army in HR that's pulling all of that together and getting it out to you. And it's a very objective and a very detailed analysis. And so that's very good news, but it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for all of us pulling together and just continuing to forge forward on behalf of our students. Our enrollment looks good. I will say that our class last year, our fall 20 class, has really struggled. And it's no wonder. It was the most unusual year in higher education. And so we are working tirelessly on trying to get them back, to say that's not what it looks like always, come back and continue your education. But also looking at a numbers of supports, academic support, the whole student support out of our dean of students and out of our counseling and so forth, and working very, very hard to make sure that this freshman and that our freshmen are welcome to a more normal freshman experience than what our last year were welcome to, but also those that are continuing to kind of bring them back. We know that some students thrive in online environments, and we know that some students don't. And I think what we're finding is it's somewhere in the middle. A little bit of both works really well for a lot of our students. And so that's what we have in terms of our offerings this year. So we're looking forward to a much more positive fall than many students tell us they experienced last year.
Does anybody have any question for Dr. Arnie? There's
I
one.
see. Oh, okay.
There's a question in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry. There is a question in the chat, Dr. Arnie. It says, with school districts opening back up this week and staff whom are parents or guardians, will there be any guidance from HR to faculty staff on how we can proceed if children were exposed and parents or guardians need to stay with them during isolation time?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a combo question. Nicole, do you want to take that one? I hate to put you on the spot, but
Well, yes, and I have some background noise because my neighbor is mowing the lawn right now. So this is what happens when you used to work from home, right? But,
well, of course, at this moment.
yes,
right.
exactly right now when I'm being asked to answer a question. So this is something I think that we will address soon. I think I talked to Jennifer from UMC just recently, and we'll try to draft something and some guidance in regards to that specific question, because it might happen, right? It's a what if. And we know that school districts might shut down for 10 days, or that classroom is being, sent home for 10 days if there was an exposure. So we'll see how we're gonna deal with that. I know we're gonna use similar language than what we used in the last year, that we want supervisors to be as flexible as possible if it works, right? But we also know that there are scenarios where people might have to take a leave. So this is going to be probably case by case. It will depend on your job and your position, and if you can work it out with your supervisor. But we are, my understanding is that there will be some language that will come out soon, and hopefully we can also add it to the FAQs on the website. But we're still, I guess, finalizing the answer to that. But as of now, our answers usually go to talk to your supervisor, see if there is any way, during the few days that you can work from home, or if if not, we'll have to take leave into consideration. And if you have any questions regarding leave, please reach out to our leave representative, Ernesto Gonzalez, at leave@utrgv.edu, or directly at Ernesto with Ernesto Gonzalez, and he can work it out with you. But that's what we have for now.
And I just want to reiterate something that Nicole said. I mean, throughout this whole this entire year and a half, if you can even believe it, has been compassion, flexibility, and just the safety and success of each one of us. And so that's not going to change, and that continues to be our message. And we have a lot of support systems in place to help move us along. There's a lot we don't know. And I know sometimes it feels like, gosh, can't somebody just tell me that this is exactly what I need to know 5 weeks from now? And that would feel so great, but there's just not a handbook. And so we are studying the data every single day. We are consulting with our medical professionals every single day. We have an entire team. We have an infectious disease committee that reviews situations every week. We have an events team. We have, there are dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of folks working on this every single day to generate accurate guidance to be sure that we are keeping safe and we're able to do our job successfully. And so, and many of them are here on this call, and I haven't even named all of them. And then there's many others. So rest assured that we are designing this and making sure that we're making informed decisions that keep us safe and that allow us to continue to serve our students who have put their trust in us to come back to school this year.
Thank you. There is another question on the chat, and I am going to ask Nicole to just kind of glance at that because I believe that is more on your area and your expertise. But thank you, Norma, for asking that question. What will happen if once fall starts, the COVID cases becomes extremely high in different areas? How this will be handled or communicated to employees?
So we are doing those communications routinely now. So there are messages that go out, every few days with updates. Right now, you're seeing we have very high vaccination rates in the Valley, and we have very high face covering compliance in the Valley, which is really very reassuring. And so the communications will continue to all employees as they have. If the circumstances change, and if it becomes, we have the tools right now, and based on the data we have, we're able to deliver our services safely. If that changes, we will pivot just like we had to do before. And that's been our commitment throughout. But going back to the point that we're making informed decisions, and we're studying, and it's not one person making the decisions, it's teams of people reviewing the data and trying to make the best decisions based on what we know. I don't know how many of you have traveled out of the Valley this summer, but when you get north of the checkpoint, it's almost like people have forgotten to wear face coverings. It's just really unsettling. And you go here, you go to the grocery store, you go to a restaurant, you go anywhere, and people are still very, very good about wearing their face coverings. And that gives, I think, hopefully that gives us all hope that, and we, like Eliza said, we are all leaders. We need to set that example. So when we're on campus, let's wear our face coverings. Let's set that example. And we're going to encourage them. We can't mandate, as you know, but we are going to encourage them by having tables everywhere and putting them in everybody's hand. So either they carry them around or they put them on their face, which is what our hope will be. And then also encouraging and making vaccines available, continuing to make those available.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Arnie. I want to be respectful of your time, but on behalf of the staff, I want to thank you and your team for always keeping our safety first, for carrying us through. And we're all successful because, like you said, we are working together, and we're leading with compassion and kindness. And I think that's very important during these times.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I am going to run to the next campus. So thank you so much. I'm sorry, I can't.
Don't forget your face covering.
Yeah, don't worry, I've got it right here, and it's branded UTRGV. So
thank you again, ma'am.
Thanks
Have
a
a
lot.
great day. Take
Bye-bye.
care. All right. One of the things that I'm looking forward to with the fall opening is what our student union has in store for us. Believe it or not, this year and a half, they've still been operational, bringing us some of the resources that they can safely deliver to us. So I wanted to have them tell us what is in store for the fall semester. So I've asked Ms. Edna Zambrano, the director of the Student Union, to join us this morning and tell us what they have. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I need to get the slides going. Yes. So this is one of the challenges that we have now that we're in person. Are the technology challenges. So if you can just hang on, and we're going to pull up the slides very quickly.
All right, can everybody hear me? While Noellen, there they are, Noellen. Well, she gets the slides up. Thank you for having me today. My name is Edna Zambrano. I'm the director of the student unions. And if you haven't noticed, for those of you in Edinburgh, we're in the ballroom and there's a beautiful camera. So that's one of the things that I want to talk to you about today. There you go. As Noellen mentioned, the student unions have been operational since last June. We've been operating safely, and I am so grateful to our student union staff and especially our student staff that was coming in to work this year and a half now. And they've done a fantastic job of working together safely and helping us to open the building every day to our patrons safely. So we're excited to see more people this fall. We want to see you come by and visit us. Visit our food services. We will be going over those hours in just a second. As everyone knows, this is our motto at the Student Union: eat, play, relax, study. We have a lot of things for our students to do. This past year, we were very engaged with them virtually, but this coming year, we hope to have more events in person. So we will continue with a hybrid model. So you will still see some events in Zoom and some events in person, but we definitely want to engage the students wherever they are. Robert Cantu, are you on the call right now so we can go over our dining services hours?
Good morning. Yes, I am. Thank you, Edna. And thank you, Noellen and Staff Senate, for having us today. As far as the hours of operation in our student unions, I'd also like to mention a few of the other operations. I know that Edna has already included the grid for our Brownsville campus. And it took some doing actually to establish hours of operation. We've been having to track the enrollment counts to make sure that we are opening up our venues to best serve all of our university community. So the grid, which is at the library, it's got a lot of grab and go on the Brownsville campus. On Mondays through Thursdays, 7:30 to 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We've got less foot traffic on Fridays, so we will go ahead and adjust our hours accordingly. The grill at the student union, and the grill, we are planning on having the full menu from the grill at the student union inside El Comedor on Grubhub. So that will be available to anybody who wants to purchase through Grubhub. We are going to be doing deliveries on both campuses, and that fee is going to be a $3 fee for Grubhub delivery on campus.
Okay. The Pizza Hut is also located in the Student Union in Brownsville. They will be open till 5 o'clock. And again, adjusting those hours on Friday. We typically see less traffic at the unions after lunch on Fridays. And the Subconnection also operating out of the Student Union. I cannot emphasize how delicious the food at the grill is in Brownsville. It's freshly made on the grill in front of you. It is delicious. In Edinburgh, here are the hours, and I'm sure all of you are quickly taking pictures, and that's cool. Go ahead, share away. Starbucks will be open Monday through Thursday. We've got the C store as well. They always have fresh pastries. Everybody's favorite Chick-fil-A is back. I know everybody's excited. Pizza Hut will also be back. Wild Blue Sushi, that should be sushi, is a new, I guess, a new vendor that we have contracted to make sushi. So we're very excited about that. I think I'm cutting out. And then in the engineering building, Simply to Go will be open every day. And then Jasmine's at the library for coffee. If you need that afternoon kick, you can go to the library and they will be open Monday through Friday. More information, of course, we'll be posting this everywhere, but help us share. Again, all of the food services are back. We're very excited. And like Robert mentioned, Grubhub will be available to deliver to you on both campuses. The dining hall is also available, of course, to our student residents. They're going to be living on campus, but did you know that it is open to faculty and staff? And you can buy your own meal plan if you'd like. So you can always visit the auxiliary services website or maybe stop by the cafeteria in Edinburgh, and the Sodexo staff can help you with that meal plan. But they have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even brunch hours on Friday. So if you want to stop by and check them out, they are open every day.
I apologize for that. The computer gremlins, my computer just froze. I apologize for that. Thank you, Edna, for your help. Talk about a great team. Where did we leave off? I'm sorry.
Dining, where can staff buy dining hall plans or any meal plans?
Okay, thank you. Another thing that I'd like to mention is our auxiliary services team has been hard at work, and we are offering payroll deduction for individuals that are interested in purchasing either V-Bucks or dining dollars for use on campus. You can go ahead and purchase that and pay it off via payroll deduction. So that's a new service that we will be introducing this fall, and we're pretty excited about that, and offering that convenience to our faculty and staff members.
Thank you, Robert. If there's
Yes.
any questions, I guess, for food service, people can put them on the chat. Is there
I would
one?
like to add one more thing. During the pandemic, we worked with our procurement office. We went ahead and awarded a bid to locally owned coffee shop. Reserva Coffee Roasters is now operating out of the team-based learning center at the School of Medicine. This is on the north side of campus. We've built a beautiful space there. They've got delicious coffees, and it's a really great place to go and have a quick to-go meal. They're also doing curbside service. So they use Toast Tab for ordering, and we will be marketing that more this fall. The hours of operation for Reserva Coffee Roasters at the School of Medicine or at the Team-Based Learning Center are 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Depending on traffic this fall, we will probably be adjusting those hours a little bit later. That's all I've got.
Robert, one of the questions is, are these already in service? No, these hours start the first day of classes in the fall. So not till August 23rd is when these hours start. Question, will prices drop or continue to be the same? And will staff in Brownsville have a meal plan option?
Staff on the Brownsville campus will be able to purchase V-Bucks, and they can use those for any of the operations on the Brownsville campus.
Okay.
As far as a formal meal plan, typically meal plans are associated with a resident dining program on the Brownsville campus. We've got several resident properties. We do have traditional meal plans, which are a set number of meals per week, plus the dining dollars associated with those plans. And that's something that's on the Edinburgh campus, but we don't have a dining hall on the Brownsville campus at this point. I think in the future, if we are to go expand our resident population on the Brownsville campus, that'll be something that we could definitely do or explore and do.
Other question is, how do we add V-Bucks and how will that be reflected on our check stubs?
That will be, well, actually, there are multiple ways of purchasing V-Bucks. You can also purchase V-Bucks for other individuals. I would like to go ahead and set up, if in the future, we could present to Staff Senate. We could get our auxiliary services team members to come and present, and we'd be happy to share all of that information. It's a little bit involved, but if you go to myutrgv.edu, at the very bottom of the menu, you'll see Get, G-E-T, all caps. You click on that link. Since you've already been through the SSO, secure sign-on, you can go and view your account, see if you have, if you can purchase V-Bucks for yourself, or you can purchase V-Bucks for other individuals if you have their ID numbers. But it's a little bit detailed. We're happy. You can email me, please. We'll be happy to get you that information. roberto.r.cantu is my email address, and we're happy to help you out with any more information regarding that.
Thank you, Robert. There's a
You're
couple of
welcome.
questions in the chat, so I'll let you answer those in there for them.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right.
Robert.
Thank you all.
I wanted to go over quickly, one of the areas that the student union supervises is conference and event services, and we have a brand new website. So for all of you who have to reserve rooms or who have to organize meetings, have questions about catering or different services, you can go to this website and there's a ton of information in there. But the conference services office oversees the large meeting spaces like the ballrooms and the theater. In the Edinburgh campus, we also oversee the chapel and of course the 2 student unions. And you can always email us at conferences@utrgv.edu. We have a very easy email to remember. I wanted to update everybody, all of the meeting rooms now at all the student unions starting this fall, we still have a couple of cameras that are going up, will be ready, camera ready for video conferencing. So the Bronx and ESO, also the ballrooms, Bronx and ESO ballroom, and then in the unions, Mesquite, Oleander, and then in Brownsville, Jacaranda. We have remodeled all of the rooms in Brownsville. That's what they look like now. They have brand new furniture, a nice coat of paint, and they all have cameras. So if you need to have a quick Zoom meeting, or if you're in a meeting in the room and you need to add people via Zoom, you'll be able to do that all on your own. You won't need to submit an IT ticket. You can do it all on your own. The cameras are set up in there. Of course, our staff's available to help if you get stuck, but you will be able to do all that in all of the meeting rooms in both student unions. Going back to our website, utrgv.edu conferences, last week we held an event planners workshop via Teams. We had, I think, over 100 participants. If you were unable to join us and you're a person, again, that schedules meetings and events, I recommend that you go to this website and click on the resources tab. On the screen here, you'll see on the left-hand side all these resources. If you hit the plus sign, it'll open up information for each of those different services or policies. And again, if you ever need more information, you can always email us. We try to keep that updated. So if there's a service on there that we're missing that you would like for us to add or that you think needs to be there, please email us and let us know. But that's a great resources for event planners. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see, if you scroll down on that same page, you're going to see Event Planners Network, and you're going to see the recordings for the trainings that we had last week. I want to give Masi Munoz a big thank you in our office for recording all of that and editing and putting those videos up for us. She does such a wonderful job. You will see a recording for the event planners workshop, and then there was also an Astra review session. So if you need a little refresher on at Astra how to reserve rooms, there's a wonderful video that Lizbeth was kind enough to present for us from the registrars, and it'll show you exactly how to reserve rooms on campus. We are also happy to send you PowerPoints if you need those. So send us an email at conferences and we will send you those PowerPoints as well. Here's our phone numbers and the emails for conference services. If you ever need anything, if you're lost and you just don't know where to go for a certain resources, please feel free to call us or email us. And if we're not the right people, we will definitely find them for you. Thank you. I don't know if there's questions. All right, well, I hope to see everybody this fall at the student unions. Come grab your Chick-fil-A or come by one of our events.
Thank you so much, Edna. And you know, you get the prize of being our first and only presenter in person. So thank you so much for those very helpful resources that are available to us. Moving on with our agenda, our next set of guest speakers undoubtedly have seen the pandemic because it affected their area very much, but it didn't take them down because they just kept fighting. And I told them it was very admirable to see them just trying to continue and put on some great events for us. So I want to thank Carlos and Seth from our athletics program for joining us this morning. You have the floor.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody, and thanks for letting our staff join. Wanted to really just briefly visit with everybody on some initiatives going on this fall and give you a little bit of background on who we are as our student athletes. I know we've got a PowerPoint as well. Are we able to share that? No, can you hear me okay?
Oh, wait, there I am. Okay, so we're going to share a poll.
Well, and I think there should be a PowerPoint as well if we're able to
Oh, a
shift that.
PowerPoint? Yes,
Yeah.
okay, there it is.
All right, everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, well, again, we have 16 Division I sports right here in the Rio Grande Valley, nearly 275 student athletes. Nearly 30% are local from right here in the RGV. And so we're going out on the road. We're able to really represent our university with kids locally, internationally, and across the US. And so really excited to have 30% of our kids from right here. And again, wanted to talk with everybody this morning on some season ticket initiatives, really who we are as an athletic department. And so I'll go ahead and turn it over to Carlos Munoz, who's going to dive into what season tickets look like for us. And hope you'll join us this fall. Might be having some technical issues. Carlos, is your mic working? There's always something with Zoom. I'll run through really some perks of being a season ticket holder. Obviously, as a season ticket holder, you're guaranteed a seat at every single home event that we have. Our UTRGV faculty and staff get 20% off. There's 30 basketball games, 30 baseball games, and about 10 home volleyball events throughout the year. We'll have exclusive season ticket holder events. Season ticket holders get free popcorn. And those that choose to support but may not be able to make it, we also have a charitable seating program. And so we partner locally with nonprofit organizations to give back tickets to those that may not have the ability to attend our games. And if you come on board as a season ticket holder and you say, hey, I can only make 4 or 5 games a year, would you guys be willing to donate the rest of these out? Absolutely. And so we'll take care of local, whether that's boys and girls clubs, any other local nonprofit organizations. We want to take care of them and make sure they have access to our games. And so that's been a very big piece for us as we plan this summer to take care of the local community. All right, and then wanted to kind of dive into a new campaign initiative you guys, everyone will see rolling out here in about a month, a little less than a month. We've got a new campaign. It's called I've Got Mine. And really what I've Got Mine is about aligning UTRGV athletic brand with our supporters, both on campus and in the community. And so what you'll see across the valley-wide is basically this graphic aligned with season ticket holders who are willing to publicly state that they support us. It's a great initiative. We're really excited to be able to partner on campus and in the community with our folks. I think that we've seen a lot of energy this fall and excited for athletic events. I know there's multiple supporters in here. And so really excited about this campaign and wanted everyone to be aware of what it's going to look like this fall. You should start seeing it roll out here in the next few months. All right, and then just a quick slide here. So our tickets can be purchased at goutrgv.com. We've got all sorts of options ranging from volleyball, baseball, basketball, Junior Vaqueros Club for those that have kids here. They get free admission to every home event that we have. And again, goutrgv.com. We can do payroll deduct. And so what that does is we can take season tickets out of your monthly paycheck, and that's an easy way to get your season tickets. All right, and here's some just short list of prices. And so volleyball season tickets, $50. That's $416 off of a monthly paycheck. That's a great price. And of course, we need support across all of our programs. And so just a short, again, brief reference to what it looks like for payroll deductions for our athletic programs. All right, and again, I'm pretty brief this morning. We're really excited about safely returning to action this fall. I know for our 275 student athletes, they're really excited to get back out on the court, the field, and in the community. And so, again, we're really excited. You will see the I've Got Mine stuff coming out soon. We hope you'll join us this fall to support our programs.
Hey, thanks, Seth. Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Vince Volpe. I serve as our Deputy Athletic Director. And I think Nolan mentioned it in the introduction. It's been, for all of us, a wild 15 to 18 months. And we've been diligently rolling through it in regards to our protocols, both in venue and traveling. I'd just like to share with everybody that as we open our venues, whether it's soccer and volleyball later this month or basketball beginning in November, baseball in February of 22, as Dr. Arnie mentioned, protocols are fluid, but we remain open and excited for fans to come back and join us. We had anywhere from 10 to 25% capacity last year. And we're, as we sit here today, we're excited to open our venues again and offer some of these packages both on campus and off campus. And as Seth mentioned, you've probably seen at the top of this PowerPoint here our rallying cry or our hashtag Rally the Valley, and that really starts on campus. So when you see this marketing campaign come out across the valley, it's going to be far and wide, billboards, TV commercials, print advertising, and also on campus. We're going to have professors, members of Dr. Bailey's cabinet, including Dr. Bailey. You'll see it on TVs and medical clinics. You'll see it on A-frames in high traffic areas. So when we talk about rallying the valley, it starts with our faculty and staff. And if you guys can be lockstep with us, we know it'll be a tremendous opportunity and a home court and field advantage for our students. And certainly appreciate your time giving us a few minutes here at Staff Senate. Carlos, thank you as well for lining us up. And then I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody might have in regards to this campaign or athletics in general.
There is actually a question that was posed in the chat, Vince. It says, will any sporting events be held in Brownsville? And Kara has kindly put on there that there will be a women's soccer intra-squad scrimmage tomorrow at 7 at the Brownsville Sports Park. And there will be also going to be a men's soccer scrimmage versus St. Mary's on Saturday, August 21st at 6 p.m. at the Brownsville Sports Park, and admission is free. There is a question here. It says UTSA made an announcement yesterday about postponing in-person courses and operations for the fall semester. Has there been communication about this? Is there a plan if we need to follow the same procedure because of the rise in cases? So I don't think that's related, but
well, I do
assume
have
that you have a plan. Go ahead.
I've got answers and plans, believe it or not. So Brownsville, thanks, Kara, for putting those soccer matches that are coming up in Brownsville over the next 10 days. But some other things as we forecast out the rest of the academic year. In November at the Island, we have a men's basketball tournament that we've titled Battle on the Beach at South Padre Island Convention Center. Texas Tech is coming to the Island to play in that. And then later in December, we have a women's tournament, the South Padre Island Classic, coming up in December. And then as we go into the spring, we have several tennis matches and tournaments at the Brownsville Tennis Center. So as we look at both semesters, we've got several different sports coming to Brownsville specifically and also Cameron County. Now I'll touch on UTSA. Yes, yesterday they did suspend a portion of their class schedule. However, the football team will continue to compete as scheduled at the Alamo Dome, even though those classes have been, I guess, remediated to online for a duration of time. Yes, we have been working on a weekly basis with our medical professionals and the infectious disease committee every week for the last 18 months. So that work continues. And as we sit here today, we will be playing women's soccer with that camp and that clinic in Brownsville tomorrow, as well as that scrimmage. But yes, as conditions change on the ground, so too do our protocols. We are flexible and fluid, and fortunately or unfortunately, we have the experience of being fluid for 18 months. So we will continue to do that. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Anybody else have any question for our athletics team? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Speak now or come to the venue.
Or you can come to the venue. Yes, absolutely. Well, once again, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this morning and giving us this information. I know that a couple of our staff senators fought for that payroll deduction. It's just easier and more convenient, and now it's there. So, show your support. Go to the games, or at least share and like all the different postings that you all have in your different social media platforms, and just keeping us informed. And we really thank you all for keeping the spirit alive here at the university, even though we are all, or most of us are working remotely, but athletics play an important part of keeping that vaquero spirit alive. And I know it's a lot of work, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Nolin, for the kind words. Appreciate being able to join you.
Thank you. And that concludes our agenda for our guest speakers. I'm going to go ahead and move on to our committee and task force report. As I've always mentioned, every meeting we have, our committees have kept busy, and I can't say that doesn't hold any more truer than our committee, our communications committee. So I'm going to have Millie, the chair of that committee, give us some report on what you guys have been doing.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be able to connect with everyone this morning. Just really quick, we do have a video that we'll be sharing. As y'all know, we've been promoting our Mean Mondays, our National Days, our Staff Senate Spotlight, and Wellness Wednesday campaign. And first of all, I would like to, in reference to our Wellness Wednesday campaign, I would like to thank our CFSI, Campus Food Security Department, Mrs. J. Bahat and her team, as we were able to collaborate with them, and we were able to get some of our staff centers to participate in sharing some good and delicious, healthy recipes. As well as also our university recreation. We were able to work with trainer Fabriano Mariscal, as he also worked with some of our staff senators and presenting some exercises. And those are actually located also on our YouTube video, as well as the CFSI website. They also have the ones for the recipes, as well as our Facebook staff senate. And I just want to thank all the staff senators and all the staff that participated in one way or another on these different activities that the communications was hosting. And now we'll be sharing the video. Thank you so much once again to everybody that participated. I hope y'all were able to enjoy this video of the things that we were able to work on this year, as well as we're also working on a communications marketing forum. And this forum is to provide support to the UTRGV staff and the respective departments. One of the committee's role is to bring awareness of the department's announcements to the staff. And we hope to have this form available soon in our Staff Center website. And this is going to be geared for you to submit if you would like to promote any announcement or any event that's geared to the staff, and you would like for us to share this in our different social media platforms, such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Millie. Boy, you guys were very busy, and we appreciate all the efforts that you and your team have put just so that we can all stay connected and engage with one another. Next committee is very busy as well because they've got something wonderful planned for us as we transition into the fall semester. So I'd like to call on Ms. Claudia Dole Morrison, Chair of our Staff Success Committee. You're muted. There you
I'm
are.
sorry. Thank you, Noeline, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. I just want to provide a quick update of what our committee is working. We're planning an activity during the best week ever on the UTRGV date that will take place on August the 25th from 12 to 3 p.m. And it's going to take place on the different campuses. We will have our committee members and staff senators will be assisting with the distributions of t-shirts and also masks, welcoming employees returning back to campus. But most importantly, we want you to stop by our table and meet your senators, meet the staff senator and senators and engage with us and see what we are doing for our employees, know us and take pictures with us. We're going to have photo frames and we would like to post these pictures in our social media platforms. We will have more information later. I just want to thank all the departments that are collaborating with us with these activities, such as procurement department, graduate college, research divisions, and some other departments, also the marketing department, for allowing us to have this activity during the best week ever. I want to thank the senators, our committee, especially our committee members for all the ideas and all the help in order to have a nice activity, welcoming a staff back to campus. So stop by our table, take pictures with us, and then know about us and what we do for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. And can you just reiterate one more time what date that would be?
The activity will be on during the best week ever on the UTRGV date on August the 25th. We're going to be in the different campuses from 12 to 3 p.m. So the purpose is for the staff to meet us in person, for employees to meet us in person. And yeah, as I said, we'll also be assisting with the distribution of the t-shirts and masks. So we are happy with this activity. We're very excited. We are hoping to see you all. Please stop by your table and meet your senators.
Wonderful. And location, you said that you will be in both Edinburgh and Brownsville.
It will be, yeah, and we're also planning to be at Harlingen. It's going to be, Karen, if you're here, you can help me with the location. It's going to be in the ballroom. And also, I believe it's in Salon Esperanza in Brownsville. As I said, more details will be provided later. Is Karen Dorado available? Maybe she's not available. But we will be providing more details as
Wait,
the
she's
activities.
here, but she's here in person and her mic is not operating with her. So I am going to lend her
Okay.
mine. Hang on.
Yes, so the locations for UTRGV Day events will be in Edinburgh at the Ballroom and in Brownsville at Gran Salon.
Oh, okay. Thank you. We are unknown about the location in Harlingen, but we will provide more details later.
Awesome. Thank you again, Ms. Claudia and the Staff Success Committee for the work that you've continued to do. And we look forward to that day, Wednesday, August 25th, at all our campus locations. And it's nice to see people. So we hope to see most of you all there. I'm gonna go ahead and call on Karen, who was just on a little bit ago, but she serves as the chair of our feedback committee, and she's got a quick update for us.
Hello, okay, yeah, the mic works. Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the feedback committee, this is your monthly reminder to consider using the Staff Senate feedback form to submit your feedback or ideas regarding UTRGV resources, processes, and initiatives to promote staff employee success in the workplace. And then, of course, you can always email us at staffsenate@utrgv.edu. And you can also reach out directly to your staff senators to share your feedback. And that is our monthly reminder. Thank you.
Thank you. And that leads us into the next part of our agenda, which is public comments and questions. I know there's a lot of things happening on campus as we prepare for the fall. And this is your chance to let us know and share anything that's happening in your unit.
Okay, so the floor is already open for public comments and questions. Please go ahead if you'd like to share any advertisement or anything that you'd like to share with our university constituents. The floor is now open for public comments.
Hello, I have an announcement. Just making my rounds here. Everybody, my name is Rogelio Chávez. I'm the athletic director for development here at UTRGV, and just to let everybody know that we just went live with our vanity plates. I know y'all can't see it, but if you go to utrgv.com/plates, you're able to purchase your very own vanity plates. So they're only $30, and you could either get them random numbers or customized. But if you get them customized, it's $70, just FYI. You could, my last name was taken. There's a China somewhere in Texas, so I can't access it. But I will share that one of our coaches, if you see him driving around, his actually says V's up. So, and then there's another staff member that got one that said vaquero, but using the V and then having vaquero spelled out. Or yeah, so there's many ways you can get these plates customized, but we hope to get the support in the community with our very own vanity plates. So thank you. Oh, and shout out to Marisa for hooking me up with these. She's doing my job for me, so.
Staff senators, we work together. All right, anybody else have anything to share? I'm slowly over to Senator Kelly Quinn, who has some information to share about the Day of Giving.
I think we're going to try to pull up a flyer here. Quick update, just to let you all know that Day of Giving is quickly approaching. It'll take place on Wednesday, August 25th. This is UTRGV's largest online fundraising campaign. So for 24 hours, we are working to show the power of one UTRGV, and all gifts during this day have a direct and immediate impact. You can select your program, college of choice, area of greatest need, the student emergency fund. There's so many options for you to give. And these gifts provide scholarships for students. They fund our research and our faculty programs and so much more. So we encourage everyone that day to go online. It's dayofgiving.utrgv.edu and make a gift and help us show the power of one. Thank you.
And there's the flyer. Thank you. Okay. When is the first day of class for fall 2021? It is August 23rd. So that is 2 Mondays away. And Karina, thank you for putting on there the website for the Day of Giving. You can click on it and it'll give you more information. Anybody else have anything to share? If not, we are more than happy to give you plenty of minutes of your morning this morning. When will the staff holiday schedule fall 2021-2022 become available? I am going to call on our HR queen here, Miss Nicole. Are you able to tell us? Is she still on the call? Oh yeah, she's still on the call, yeah. Okay. Okay. Becca, you have information on the holiday calendar?
So HR did route it to staff Senate so we could look at a number of options with we got a little bit while back, and then I believe once we sent some options back, they will forward it to Dr. Arnie and President Bailey. Normally it's released a little bit later in the semester, but we will get back to you and post it in some follow-up when we post the notes and see if we can get a bigger date, but I know, or a more exact date, but I know it has at least been routed through leadership for approval.
Thank you so much, Becca. So it is in the process and we will keep you posted on that. Since we have some time here, I was able to scroll through the chat and there was a question about an update about the football team. And so I ask Vince to jump on again. Do you have any updates on where we're at on that? Please make sure you unmute yourself if you're still on the call. Ooh. Oh, I don't think he's in the call. We will go ahead and just, okay, well, one of our staff senator is from athletics. So can you address that for us?
So who was okay, I was trying to find the name, but if you'd like, go ahead and email me at rogelio.chanes01@utrgv.edu. I'll be sure to relay the information to Vincent Chase and address any questions. And that goes to anybody that's on. If they have any questions regarding athletics or the programs that we have 16 sports, by the way. Be happy to relay any update or any information regarding athletics. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rogelio. Is there an update on the timeline for the market equity merit increase? Leslie, as far as we're concerned, what was released and sent out to us, that communication, I believe it was about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. that is the most updated. But as Dr. Arnie has indicated earlier, more information will be coming in regards to that as we keep going closer on October 1st, because that is when it should reflect on our paycheck. Emilia, you had a question about the third booster COVID vaccine for immunocompromised individuals. I am also wondering the same thing. And so we've taken note of that, and we'll make sure that we ask the correct person and give us that information, because I am sure most of us in this group are also wanting to know that information. But thank you for posing that question.
Women. This is Nicole.
Where are you, Nicole? Oh, there you are. Hi.
Hey, in regards to the booster, I just wanted to let everyone know that we have another return to campus or welcome back roundtable for employees on the 17th at 3 p.m. It's already in the training portal to register, and I put it in the, staff centers should already be aware. So please register. I think we're going to have Dr. Dobbs there, so he might be able to answer any vaccine related questions.
Great. And that is next Tuesday, August 17th from 3 to 4 p.m. via Zoom.
Correct.
And they will get the Zoom link once they register on the training portal.
Yes, and also it's on Messenger, and the Zoom link is actually there on Messenger as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nicole. Nicole, do you have any updates on the holiday schedule for the next fiscal year?
I thought it was already posted. I'm not sure. Let me pull it up real quick. But someone said that it was posted, and I assume that assume it's there. So.
Oh, I think it's there. Alicia
Yeah,
just
Alicia
shared
just
it.
put it. Mhm.
All right. So FY 2021-2022 holiday schedule is up. So thank you to Becca for the work that you've done on there too, and keeping us posted on it. Anybody else? Any questions, concerns, praises? Yeah, no? All right, well, I just want to give a round of thank yous to the 31 senators that helped me out this year. I also want to make mention of Laura Ramos, who stepped in clutch when we lost our parliamentarian, and she actually volunteered to be our parliamentarian to conduct this meeting today. So thank you so much, Staff Senator Laura. I do want to remind you, colleagues, that in September, we will not have a general meeting for Staff Senate. We're going to take a pause and regroup, and we are gonna cater that month to doing some retreats for your incoming new staff senators. Elections, we are working on it actively, so please expect to hear from us, and don't ignore our emails. Please read it, nominate, and cast your vote, because this is your choice really on who sits on this table and who gets to hold this mic. But it has been a privilege and a blessing to serve as your president for this fiscal year. I'm gonna go ahead and entertain a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
There is a motion on the floor.
I second.
Who made the motion? Nobody made a motion, right? Who made a
Can you-
motion to adjourn?
Can you hear me?
Oh,
I can hear you.
who made the motion to adjourn, Alicia? Cordelia?
I seconded it.
Cordelia seconded. Who made the first motion? We need to get
It was
accurate.
Laura, no?
Yes.
Oh, Laura. Okay. It's been seconded by Cordelia. Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Those who are in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose. Thank you all. Meeting has been adjourned. You all be safe. Take care.
Thank you.
Good job, Noella.
Thank you, Cordelia.